I was able to communicate with you again through the global internet. And you, dear viewers of the Top Secrets channel, you can easily see the video I uploaded because of the existence of the internet. The internet is like an iceberg. The iceberg is usually a very small amount of it outside the water, and 96% of it is underwater. The internet is the same. But most people in the world only know 4% of the internet. And this 4% of the internet that we know is called surface web, but 96% of the rest of the internet is called the deep web and the dark web, which is not available to the general public. 90% of this 96% is deep web, which is special links such as information about companies, banks, department stores, hospitals, and offices. And that last 6% is called dark web. Criminals operate in the dark web environment where, for example, they sell children, they sell kidneys, they sell different types of addictive substances, weapons, and medicine. Or they provide bad and dangerous information to people, for example, how to make a grenade, and many other bad things that cannot be said at all. It is better that you do not be too curious about this and do not enter this environment. Those who go to the dark web are either criminals or are looking for a crime. You may be wondering what is the difference between the two. First of all, you should know that you cannot enter the dark web through Google Chrome or Firefox. You must download a special application. And the websites that are active in the dark web, most of their links end with .onion, not .com or .net or etc. Before you decide whether to enter the dark web or not, you should know that the security forces of all countries are present in the dark web and are constantly checking who enters the dark web and quickly find that person's information and go to him. Those who are active in the dark web are very hard-hearted people who can be present in this environment. But if a normal person enters the dark web, the effects of what he sees will remain in his mind like a nightmare for the rest of his life. For example, the Australian police were able to find and arrest a person who kept several children in his house and was harassing them and showing their videos on the dark web. There are various chat rooms in the dark web. If you read the words of the people who are active in the dark web, you will not be able to sleep for several days, because you cannot believe that such people exist in the world. For example, murderers talk about killing people, or cannibals, or rapists, or criminals talk about such issues very easily. A person explains that he really wanted to enter the dark web and see what was happening in this environment. So he entered the dark web and saw that there was someone teaching cooking, and everything was very normal. Until he sees that person is using human flesh to make food and teaching cannibals how to cook. You should know that Dark Web News is a normal website that gives dark web news. It is written on this website that you can enter the dark web with strange links. But most likely, if you are lucky, you will be hacked and you will not be able to continue. Otherwise, you will enter the dark web and a video will open showing a very brutal rape. And if the police in the country you are in is active on the dark web, it is very likely that they will track you down and arrest you for the crime of watching rape videos on the dark web, and they print your photo on the newspaper page. Don't think that if you enter the dark web, you can get out easily. If you don't get caught by criminals in the dark web itself, you will definitely be arrested by the police, because in most countries it is illegal to go to the dark web, even for curiosity, and soon the police will track you down and arrest you. The FBI says that most of the people arrested on the dark web are drug and arms traffickers. For example, the Indian police is very active in the dark web because most of the criminals who are present in the dark web are in Southeast Asia. You should know that most Indian smugglers who buy and sell drugs are most active in the dark web. The Indian police has been able to find these smugglers to some extent and go to them to find out where they went and where they made the deal to find the original source. Big drug dealers are usually untraceable where they live, but the British police was able to arrest some of the students who were chemistry students in Manchester and were producing drugs and selling them on the dark web. And in 2016, an English nurse was arrested by the police because this nurse was selling medical drugs on the dark web, which should not be available to the public at all. The British police have announced that if you buy drugs from the dark web, you will be quickly tracked down and arrested. That's why most people buy drugs from street criminals. And you should know that most transactions are done with Bitcoin in the dark web. But in general, going to the dark web is a very big mistake, because all the police forces of the countries are present in the dark web, and they even sell drugs and weapons, and wait to see who wants to buy or sell so that they can quickly arrest him. But despite all the activities of the police in the dark web, their work is still not successful because the number of dark web criminals has tripled in the last 3 years. Dark web has become a good tool for the killers of the world because nowadays they hire an assassin very quickly anywhere in the world on the dark web, and they want him to kill someone. The total number of dark web activists can never be guessed, but the ID Agent website says that 2 million people enter the dark web through the Tor browser. 21% of this population is from Russia, 13% from the United States, and Iran is the last country, where 7% from Iran enter the dark web. The dark web is a world that will not end no matter how much we talk about it. There is cruelty, rape, murder, cannibalism, and everything inhuman in the dark web. I wish you all good health, and I hope that no one enters the dark web even out of curiosity. Well, friends, the video has ended today. I would be happy if you could tell me your opinion about this video, and thank you for being with me today and supporting me by liking and subscribing to the channel. Love you. Bye.